Okay, great. We'll go ahead and move on then. I'm going to go ahead and select to go to Web, Manage, and Custom Pages. So again, for those of you that work on your website, you'll notice again, custom pages is what you're really working on about 95% of your editing on your website. All of your content's here under custom web pages. So it's here we have the option to include or incorporate those forms throughout the site. You'll see when you go into this area, we have access to all of our different web pages. And one of the options I wanted to kind of go over is, mentioning earlier, you have the option to have a page that's simply a form. If it's a major form or kind of a major area you want to focus on, we could have a page that's just for the suggestion box versus, again, adding the form to an existing page like our catering page or our directions page or something like that. I'm going to choose to edit this suggestion box page, and I'm simply going to double-click on that page to open it up. When it comes up, again, very consistent for ClubSoft. We see a few things directly at the top, the name, and then we've got a series of tabs there, body, visibility, child pages, and widgets. And where we're including the actual form information is on our widgets tab. When we go here on this particular page, you'll see I have not one, but two custom forms. You can have multiple forms on a page, which is a really nice feature. So for instance, if we have a membership page on our website, we could have a form for I'm interested in membership and then have another form for I'd like to sponsor a member and give access to various users for different types of membership inquiries. Now, if I wanted to add, again, a third form, I'd simply choose my green plus sign here to add. I have all of the widgets available here to add to my page. One of them is custom form. And when I select, you'll see I have the option to choose which form am I placing on this page. And I'll choose my suggestion box, and I can even designate a display name. Display name is basically the title that's going to show at the top of that form. So you may want it to simply say suggestion box versus you may want it to be something a little longer. For instance, we appreciate your suggestions, please complete the form below. Or, we want your feedback, something like that. So that display name at the top can be customized for each form. Additionally, I have the ability to delete different forms off this site. I can also change the sort order if I have multiple things on this site. If I decide later on I want to change my form, I'll simply double-click on it, or I can choose the little wrench icon here. And again, I can change it from the suggestion box to Sandy's feedback form, whatever is going to be the most appropriate. Once I save that page, I actually already have the website up. Let's look at what that looks like on the website. When I refresh this website, you'll see here, we want your feedback. Here's where that title that I typed in displays. I've got my instructions. Please complete the form below. This is what I typed in for that form. The system automatically puts this message here in terms of that asterisk denoting a required field. That's something that has to be completed. And in terms of the display, the font style, the colors, how wide and tall these fields are, it's going to be different for all of your website styles. So it's going to match if you've got a blue website using Arial font and things are a little bit larger, it's going to reflect that here versus a site like our demo site that's fairly simple and quite classic. So I can enter my information here. I'm going to skip the phone number. And I can choose Submit. Once I choose Submit to submit my form, it's going to give me a little message. It's going to let me know, hey, we've received your form, thank you. And they can always go back to this page at any time, and it is something that they can fill in again and again. Now, having submitted this form, I know that an email has been sent to Marchlake and Rusty Ruby letting them know all of my suggestions. And of course, those emails are something that are sent right away. So it's usually within minutes that they would receive that email and have at least the ability to respond. Okay. Questions so far on the adding that form to a web page? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and just look at one more item, and that's just adding that form to a page that has content. The location of forms, we typically will always put the form at the bottom of that content, which usually just makes sense logically for a website. Here's some information about catering at our club. Here's the form below that if you'd like more details. So having that set up, that is a standard for how those are placed on a page. If I go back to the ClubSoft system, let's go ahead and use that as an example. I'm going to go ahead and choose to edit my catering services page. And you'll notice when I open this page, I have a photo slideshow, I have content, I've got all sorts of details contained for this particular section. If, again, I go to the same widgets tab here on the right, I've got my slideshow, I've already got a custom form here. And again, I can edit that form, I can delete it, I can change the display name here. But now when I save that, let's look at the location of where that is on our site. Unfortunately, I think we don't have it in this part of the navigation, but let's take a look. Now as this page is loading again, we've got our really nice wedding photos at the top. We have our text about our club, what type of atmosphere we have for events. And then as I scroll down below that content area, here's my request more information page. Okay, so it really incorporates it and makes it a very seamless part of the website. There is no limit, again, to how many forms you can have on the site. It's a great way to start collecting information. I think the most common ways that clubs are using them now, obviously, a way to collect request information in part of catering and special events, membership, if someone's interested in maybe a golf outing, something like that. Additionally, we see a lot of clubs starting to collect guest information. It's very popular now. Most people like to sign up for email notifications, things like that from the club. So having a form where they can sign up for more, weekly emails from the club. You can email, of course, more than just your members. You can also email prospects and guests. Additionally, we are starting to see a trend with people using forms to collect information for employees. You could have forms on your website for employees only, maybe a vacation request form, any type of inquiry about benefits, something like that, request for a specific schedule, things like that. And then, of course, our member forms, anything that's very unique to your club amenities. If somebody wants to sign up for or is interested in lessons or has an idea for a fitness class or even wants to inquire about ordering any type of item online. This forms tool is so very simple, very basic, and very flexible in terms of adding to various areas of the site, of your website, that it really allows a lot of latitude for how you use it. So I encourage you to create a couple of forms as you have the opportunity, include them on your website, and start driving some traffic there to again, try to incorporate and collect as much information as possible. Make the site interactive, make the site more of a communication tool for you, your members, and guests as well. That really brings our training for custom forms to a close. So before I close out, does anyone have, again, any specific questions with respect to creating these forms, adding them to the pages, perhaps possible use for forms that you have at your particular club?
I have a question. Hello?
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining today. As you know, we have a number of bite-sized learning classes in the next few weeks, so I hope you'll be able to participate for any topics of interest. Feel free to contact us at ClubSoft with any questions at support@clubsoftusa.com. Again, thanks so much and have a great day.